All right, welcome everybody. How are we doing today? Sorry, I was all ready to do it. And then you know what happens when you're ready ahead of time and then all of a sudden those last 5 minutes kind of go by way too fast. So here I am. Yes, I'm wearing my hat inside just because I forgot to take it off. How are we doing today? So it's a mystery one. And today we are just on the edge of Gastown. If you saw my little hint on Facebook this morning with the hawk, you might have guessed Gastown. We are indeed down here at Boba Run today. I hope I said that right. So the title of the hot chocolate is the Boba fried chicken hot chocolate. So I'm pretty excited for this. This will be like the weirdest, the most unique one maybe from the festival. So again, if you're here live, you can do hashtag live. I understand there's a bit of issue with commenting on YouTube. I may not see it till later or something. I'm just double checking my banner here to make sure it's up and running. I think it is. And here we are. So hashtag live, and then if you're watching it later, hashtag replay. Yeah, so we're right on the edge of kind of like Gastown. We'll be walking into Gastown today. We are close to where I used to live with the crazy cat lady down by International Village. And we're actually across the street from the old historical Woodwards building. I'm just waiting for my hot chocolate to be ready. I'm excited for this. And yeah, so I think it's going to be really fun and interesting. We have a beautiful sunny day, but don't let the sunshine fool you. It is minus 3 degrees Celsius downtown right now. So I'm going to admit that I took a lift here because it's been so cold. We still have snow, which has turned into ice, and I have this huge fear of falling. And so I basically, I took a lift here just to alleviate the slipping unnecessarily. And here I am. Then the Lyft driver took the longest route he possibly could have to get here. It drives me crazy. They all go down Canby Street. Nobody pays attention to the fact that Canby Street at this time of day can be super blocked up with traffic. So I don't know how many times I've rolled my eyes in the back of a car. Just like, seriously, you could have gone any way and you picked like possibly the slowest. Like I actually took a Lyft just so I would get here early, but that doesn't matter because I'm here now. I'm doing my favorite color with the kind of coral today. I'm layered up. I brought my parka, and then I decided last minute I wanted to go for a swim today after. And in this kind of weather, if I like leave the house and then go back to pick something up, I will never leave the house again because it's too cold for me. So I had to grab my swimsuit and my towel and everything and my pass and my lock for the lockers. And then I realized I'm wearing my parka jacket because it's so cold. So now I need an extra locker for my jacket today because it's not going to fit with my backpack for all my tour supplies. So fun stuff. I hope y'all are doing good. Did everybody watch the Super Bowl on Sunday? It was terrible. I know nothing about football. I only watched it because it was in New Orleans. And so I wanted to see all the awesome culture stuff. And like some of my friends were performing in the pregame. And so I watched it primarily for that and just to see New Orleans. And I love it because one of my mentors in business, she doesn't know it, but she's going to find out because it's on my bingo card. One of my mentors in business is Lauren LeBlanc Hadel, who has the company Flirty Girl. Sorry, I'm just waiting for my hot chocolate to be ready. And she has this amazing story that maybe one day I'll go into when I'm in New Orleans. And she wrote on her socials, the pregame show in New Orleans was so good it made me want to go to New Orleans, but I actually live in New Orleans. So I thought that was pretty funny. A lot of people were posting like, "Oh my gosh, I'm like crying." I had tears, man. I was like, I miss New Orleans, man. I need to go back. Like, this is crazy. And I will be back in 2 months ish, just less than 2 months now. Woo, that's going to be quick. And don't worry, I'm formulating some really awesome tours. I'm going to do lots of cool stuff coming up for that trip with Orlando and Rascal Flats. And so hopefully I'm going to have that all up and running. Again, I'm going to keep reminding you, this Thursday at, I think is it 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock my time? Anyways, I'll post the link. We're doing that 1 hour interview with Going Places Virtually. I'm so excited for that. You want to tune in, you want to share it, get your friends to tune in if they're not experienced with virtual tours. They're going to find out about it. They're going to find out a lot about me, and it's a great link. There's tour guides from all over the world that are part of Going Places Virtually. So it's a great activity, especially in winter months, to sit back and do some tours around the world. And also a reminder that when you're doing these tours, it's really nice to kind of drop a little something to the tour guides as well. We work really hard to get all these tours ready for you. And let's see, so that's this one. Then in 2 weeks from today, I'm doing my stories from Mardi Gras and king cake baking. So join me. It's bound to be hilarious because I've never done like a baking demonstration on a video tour before. So I'm sure that's going to be plenty entertaining. And I can't wait to share some stories from Mardi Gras. I've got some good ones. And it'll kind of give you a sense, too. If you've ever wondered about going to New Orleans during Mardi Gras, you're going to find out about the real Mardi Gras, not like the Bourbon Street and the woohoo thing, but actually like where Mardi Gras comes from and why it's celebrated and all of that good stuff. So, where are we here? Just waiting. I don't see it ready yet. Hopefully soon. This one's got jalapeno in it. I think it's a jalapeno spice or syrup, and hot honey. And I'm super excited to see what this all looks like. And I can't believe we're down to, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the last day of the Hot Chocolate Festival. I have 4 more days, or like 3 after this, to cram in some more fantastic hot chocolate. So I'm really excited about, and or at least try to get to them. One of them is it's not going to be a tour. It might be a live, or it might just be like a reel of photos. I'm going to go to the Welcome Parlor, I hope, in North Vancouver at the shipyards. Maybe I'll do that on Friday. And they have hot chocolate floats. Right? Doesn't that sound amazing? Sorry, I keep checking for my hot chocolate. I might have ordered it a lot earlier if I knew it was going to take this long. I'm sorry. Always an adventure with me. And I'm going to say, if there's anything you would like to see as a tour, like maybe you've heard about a coffee shop in Vancouver, or maybe you're planning a trip here and you're like, oh, I read about this neighborhood. If you want to drop me a comment or drop me a DM on any of my socials, you can find me Girl on the Best Adventures on Facebook. And what's the other one? Instagram. Ooh, ADHD moment right there. A ta-da moment. And hopefully soon to be Pinterest as well. I got some cool stuff coming down the pipes for Girl on the Bus. And if there's somewhere you'd like me to explore for you, if it's feasible, I don't mind jumping out and exploring a neighborhood. Also, if you've just heard about something that you think you might like to check out, if you're a fan of a TV show that you know is filmed in Vancouver, pop me a message and I'll see what I can do. I do have some surprises coming up in the spring for some cool spots as well. So I'm also formulating a tour to do with it, or it might be my next series, donuts. I almost bought the Lego donut truck yesterday just as part of the fun. Okay, hot chocolate's ready. Let me go grab it. Give me a second.
And the hot honey sauce is actually quite spicy, but
Okay.
because of the ice cream and the cold and the apple jello, kind of like reduces the heat, kind of helps it like balance it out. And you can also add the tapioca in there for like a chewy texture as well.
Okay, perfect.
Enjoy.
Thank
Let
you.
me know if you need a lid for later.
Okay, thank you. All right, here we go. Look at this. I got a tray. So there is, let me just grab the camera here. So, and let me turn it around. Ooh. Give me a second. I swear I'm awake. I swear I am. Doesn't seem like it, but I am. There we go. Can you see it okay? The lighting's kind of weird in here. There we go. So we've actually got fried chicken. And look at this. I gotta go back later and screenshot this out of the video because this is the most fun drink I've ever had through the whole festival, I swear. There we go. Did we all get a screenshot of it? Perfect. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. And did you see like the little, I gotta pick it up, the little frosted mug. Okay, this is definitely the most fun I've had. I mean that the whole Teller of Fortunes one was super awesome too, but like this is hilarious. This is gonna have me giggling for days. If you get a really good screenshot of this, you can also send it to me. I would not be opposed to that. All right, we're gonna turn this around. Here we go. Oh my gosh, that is just the coolest. I was actually going to come earlier in the festival and do it, and just do it as like a reel or a feature later. But I'm kind of glad I waited to do it as a tour because this just seems really funny. This is awesome. Okay, let's have the hot chocolate. Oh my gosh. And I love that it comes in a little basket. There's definitely a little bit of spice on that. I love it. It's so good. And so the chicken is actually ice cream. All right. Put a few pearls on top. And just for the reference, this one was also about $17, as are most of the ones I picked this year. I was saying to someone the other day, I kind of feel like 17 is the new $10. You know, like we used to say, like, I'm just going to go pick up a few, like a couple of things at the grocery store. You think you're doing like a $10 run, and it's $17. So And most of the hot chocolates I've done this festival have been $17. And I would have thought I would have spent $10. So I feel like 17 is the new 10, which is like really horrible if you think about it for inflation. That's almost double. Then again, Vancouver is very expensive, but beautiful city. I was thinking this morning, I was getting ready for the tour because my gray line season is going to start in a couple of months. And I usually work, hopefully again this year, the Disney Mondays down in the port. And I like to have a, list in my mind of things to help the families with in their adventure during the day. I was thinking of actually going around and doing maybe like a little video of the different little places that I send them to. Like I often send the family to the shipyards. Also send them into Gastown if they just have like a half a day to explore. I thought it might be fun to do some shorts on each of these places, like a 5-minute or less video that they could watch as they head out into the neighborhood to see what's going on. And maybe do like a version of for families with kids for each place, and then a version of adults, like the adult ones could be like, this is where I go for a drink, or I go for drinks, or like, this is where I, like to sit and have a coffee and look at the view, or what do you think? Would that be a good idea? And then I think I might do the same with New Orleans when I'm there. I might do a whole video on things to do with kids in New Orleans. Because I get that comment a lot, like people think that New Orleans is not kid friendly. And I'm like, first of all, it's like just as family oriented as any other city. Just that everybody knows New Orleans for Bourbon Street. I had to laugh because Fox Network set up on Bourbon Street for Super Bowl Sunday, and they put down purple carpet on Bourbon Street. My first reaction was, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Because that is like, if you're familiar with the city of Vancouver and Granville Street downtown that turns into the entertainment district on the weekends, like, could you imagine laying down carpet on Granville Street on a Saturday night? That is disgusting. Like, they better remove that carpet as soon as the whole Super Bowl was over and taken that carpet like 3 cities away to burn it in an incinerator. I would not want anything to do with that carpet afterwards, and I wouldn't want the smell of it burning either. So the place that I'm sitting in is super cute. They have like those light curtains, like they're not really curtains, it's just lights coming down, and they're star-shaped and they sparkle. And there's like 3 tables and a little bench for seating, so there's not a ton of seating, but that's okay. Sometimes you just need to have your hot chocolate with a spoon. All right. Now, one of the hot chocolates I haven't made it to, because it's not like, there's like 3 locations for the place, but one is where I did the tour last Tuesday, so I don't want to go back to that same neighborhood. One is a harder to get to spot in Burnaby, and another one is way out in Langley, and I am not up for a day in Langley at the moment. A day in Langley is more of like a spring day, non-parka wearing thing. I want to be able to go out and have some fun out in Fort Langley. Maybe we'll do a Fort Langley tour in the spring. It's been a while, and I just feel like I've got a slightly newer or more audience now. I've got the hot honey here. This is a really fun little treat. But it's a good thing I'm doing a lot of walking after this. And I brought some water with me to drink. That's a lot of sugar. Mm. You know how I was saying, like, if there's anywhere in Vancouver you want to see, that goes for New Orleans as well. If there's anywhere in New Orleans you'd like to see that I haven't already done a video about, like a neighborhood, I won't do a tour of Bourbon Street. I will do a walkthrough, but I will not do a tour of one. I don't spend that much time on Bourbon Street. So sorry, but if there's anywhere else you want to see, like Garden District, one of the neighborhoods, Ninth Ward, whatever, let me know as well. And I'm thinking this year actually marks the 20th. Oh, I don't know how to say it. It's not a celebration. It's not an anniversary. August 29th will be 20 years since Hurricane Katrina. So I'm trying to find out if there's stuff going on in the city, like any memorial things, any acknowledgements, whatever, or even if my church down there is doing something for the 29th. Because I'm thinking of going back for the anniversary. And if my church is doing something, I'm hoping I can speak and be part of the acknowledgement of everything. So that's kind of my plan. And if I go down for that, then I won't be doing any volunteering or anything. It'll be just to go down and be amongst the events going on. And just to be a part of it all. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then next year, I think I'm going in January, which is going to throw all my travel off. I usually go to New Orleans before the tourism season starts. That's why I'm going in April, at the end of it in October, and that's all I go. But now I'm looking at I'm going in April and possibly going back in August, which means I won't go in October, but also because I want to go back in January. I've always wanted to go and celebrate Epiphany in New Orleans, and that's like 12th night. That's when Carnival kicks off. There's some cool opportunities I've learned about that I'd like to take part of. And I have some friends and things that are part of the Pussyfooters do a ball, a fundraiser ball, and I want to go to it next year. So I'm going to try and work it so I can be in New Orleans for like 12 days at the start of Carnival. Now, there won't be very many parades at that time because it's right at the beginning. But maybe we'll do a king cake tour, or every day I'll try a new king cake or something. Things like that. That will be fun. Just kind of starting to formulate that in my mind. What it will look like. But back to today and right now, we're across from the Woodward's building. And Woodward's was like the Macy's of Vancouver. Macy's as in the department store in New York City. And they used to do Christmas windows at Woodward's, just like the Macy's one. In fact, Woodward sent somebody all the way to New York City back in like maybe the 70s or something to go, or even earlier, to go check out the windows they'd heard about. And then they commissioned a local to do our own windows here. I remember as a little girl coming down, my mom and dad, and looking at the windows, which of course they now have at Canada Place because I've done several of those tours. Woodward's, I believe, was the first department store in Vancouver, and then the first department store in Canada to have a food floor, like a grocery store inside. And it was an international food floor. So I think it was when we were one of the very first places to be able to offer groceries from around the world, not just here in Vancouver. I remember we used to go in when my mom's pen pal would come from Scotland. We'd go in, we'd look around. She'd point out all the things that she got at Marks and Spencer. Of course, we had one of those here too at the time. But Woodward's offered just certain things that were kind of fun. And they had the $1.49 day. You'd look through the flyer to see what they had on special for $1.49 day and go do the big shop, especially right before school went back in. And then Woodward sadly went bankrupt. And the building sat empty for quite some time. And then I think a developer bought it, and because it was a heritage building, you'll see in a few moments, they had to keep at least part of the outside. And then they kind of built around it. And it's a bit of I think there's kind of an artist in residence, or there was some artist lofts available. And then now there's kind of like in the middle of the building, there's like a courtyard, and they have like a basketball court and a grand piano and things like that. We're almost at the end here. We're almost ready to go. And at the top of the building, there's always been this red W, big red W that lights up. You can see it from all around. And the structure that the W sits on is actually an Eiffel Tower, a replica of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. So we have an Eiffel Tower right here in Vancouver. I think that's kind of cool. All right, we're going to get ready and head out, go for a walk. Check out Gastown. I'll show you some of the fun little spots down there. And get some fresh, cold air. Wow. That was pretty cool. Now, Gastown is, of course, the original Vancouver. And Vancouver used to be called Granville, and then it incorporated as the city of Vancouver in 1886. We have the steam clock down here, and the city, actually 6 months after, I think it was about 6 months after it was incorporated, it burnt to the ground because it was all wood, and they rebuilt it in brick. They rebuilt it with a vengeance in brick. And now we've got like the sidewalk is brick, the roads are brick, the buildings are brick, like brick, 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 brick. So Omnibus Adventures has a series called Vancouver Vibes, or a tour called Vancouver Vibes. And that one is all about experiencing Gastown. And that is our signature tour. And that is going to be being offered as a live walking tour starting this summer. And I'm doing a variation of it in March for those who are coming into town for the Alexandra K concert. All right, give me a second here. I'm just going to get a lid for my hot chocolate so I can walk with it. And we will be on our way. And I'll show you this place before we go as well. Can I get a lid for my hot chocolate, please? Thank you.
Did you want a lid? Or?
Yeah, just a lid, yeah. It was so good, by the way, like so fun. I think that was like next to the Teller of Fortunes. That's probably the most fun hot chocolate from the festival.
That's
so
cool,
yeah.
Did you want to keep the mug? I can swap you for
Sure.
a new one.
Yeah,
So
it's so cute. Yeah. All right, we are getting ready to head out and walk through Gastown. I'll show you some of my favorite spots, to shop. And restaurants. Thanks so much.
Have a great day.
You too. Oh my gosh, they gave me one of the mugs. That is so amazing. A little one. I'm going to put that on my desk as a memory of this year's Hot Chocolate Festival. Just dropping it into the side pocket of my backpack deep down so I don't have to worry about it falling out. I'm going to change the settings to looking ahead the other. I don't know why every single time I go to change the camera settings, I blank on how to do it. Here we go. And we are ready. So let's take a look around this cute little spot here. Here we go. Overrun. A little bit of the menu here. Milkshakes. There's our menu boards. I almost was going to set up here, but I got worried about the door being right behind. And this, there's the ad for the one that we had today. Cinnamon spiced sweet potato milk. That sounds delicious. And this was the other offering for the Hot Chocolate Festival, the Dawn to Banana had. Oh dear. Coffee whip, vanilla sponge cake. You know, it's funny. I think they said this was. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye. I think they said that was the fourth time in the festival. And I'm like, oh man, how have I not made it here before then? Like, that seems pretty cool. And I feel like maybe some of the offerings I've had before just weren't really my style, maybe. I don't know. So this is the Woodwards building. And at the top right there is the red W. And here we are. Excited. Tomorrow night we have our Christmas party, holiday party for Gray Line West Coast Sightseeing. I'm excited to see my coworkers.
and hang out, do a little dancing, have a beverage or two, hang out with my crew, and find out who's coming back for the season. Oh, I really hope most or all of them are coming back. We just had a very fun season last year. Great team. So this is kind of like edge of the downtown east side. Of course, we're really struggling with the homeless population. And just really different since the pandemic. There used to be somewhere in this block, I wonder if that was it there right across the street. There was a really cool spot called Rebel. Which is weird because Rebel is the name of one of my favorite little restaurants in New Orleans as well. And it was just the coolest little spot with a New Orleans vibe. But it closed. It didn't survive the pandemic, unfortunately. Like so many little businesses. This area of Vancouver has a ton of little restaurants and independent spots. There's a pet psychic spot across the street. There's actually a few of those in Vancouver.
Why the fuck not? But anyway, you move your shit.
Like New Orleans, I have to watch when I'm walking in this area because it's brick and unstable. So here we are. You always know when you're in Gastown because of the Victorian lamps. So I'm going to cross over here. We're going to head off to the right for a block or so and then head off back towards the steam clock. I've heard this is a good spot. A couple of my guests last summer from the port tried this out and were all excited to tell me about it when they came back to pick up their luggage. Looks like it's a really nice little, well cared for social spot. Down here we have the Lamplighter Public House, Dominion Hotel, another a little Irish, I guess, spot, Gaelic Irish. The Lamplighter has been around for a long time. In fact, I used to hang out here years ago, back in the 90s. I had a crush on this really cute drummer, and they played here, I think it was maybe one night a week or every other week. Trying to remember what the name of the band was. It'll come to me at like 3 a.m. Anyways, I used to come down and hang out down here. So this is the Lamplighter. And this is actually where our Grey Line party was last year. Our venue that it was supposed to be at had a pipe burst or something last minute. And so they changed the party. And I actually had a really good time there. I thought it was really fun. Now we'll go by on the other side. But this over here, right in the middle there, that is Flubog. John Flubog Shoes, my favorite place. In fact, let me see here if I can show you. I'm wearing Flubogs today. I'm wearing my purple with the coral. Coral, of course, matches my hat. These murals were done, of course, during the pandemic. There is Spider-Man and Wonder Woman. So this is Gastown, the original Vancouver. We are coming up to Maple Tree Square. There used to be lots of hotels down here. And all the people who were headed up to Pan for gold, etc., during the gold rush used to come and stay in these hotels, and they would have to make sure that they had all their supplies they would need for going up north. They weren't allowed to get on board the train to go if there were whatever mode of transportation, unless they could prove they had enough supplies to survive. This is, they have these shop makers everywhere in Vancouver now, even in the malls. They are filled with goods from local artisans. And anytime I have to buy a gift for somebody that I maybe not so sure what to buy for, or like maybe they have the means to get the kind of people who like they just buy whatever they want, or buy for themselves when they want something. Maybe that's a better way to say it. And so you can always find really cool little things in there. Look at the details on this door. Almost reminds me of like a daisy or something. So those of you who persevered through the beginning, I honestly thought I would have had the chocolate a little sooner. So I ended up giving a little more sitting and chatting. Wasn't super prepared. Was more prepared to spend more time out exploring. Here's a little courtyard. And here, this Meat, MEET, is a very popular spot. I think it's specifically vegan food. Been there once, really like it. It's very good. You don't even know it's not real meat. Coffee bar, Gastown. Pretty basic spot, not really my style for a coffee shop. You know me, I like my ambiance. Now, this Flatiron building ahead of us, actually, first of all, we are in Maple Tree Square. This is where the very first town hall was held for the city of Vancouver, newly incorporated. Look at that. If you stretch out your screen, you can actually see the beautiful mountains with the snow on them. This is such a cute area. We are standing in Maple Tree Square. This is the very start of Vancouver. This is a maple tree, but this is not the original one. The original one burned down in a fire, so they planted a second one. This is a 2.0 version of the maple tree for Maple Tree Square. It used to be one of a Pecking Paw, a barbecue restaurant. Terrible service, but they had really good food, so I would only ever do takeout. Western Boot Company, that place has been there literally for decades. Like when I used to come down here in the 90s, this place was here. Again, we know we're in Gastown by the Victorian Lighthouse. So here we are with this beautiful Flatiron building. This was the very first luxury hotel in Vancouver. It's got a bit of a storied past to it. It started out as a luxury hotel. There's apparently like downstairs this whole secret area. They had a marble staircase, and shoot, why can I not remember what the hotel was called? Probably because they don't really talk about it much. More like a Flatiron. This then, after it was a luxury hotel for a while, of course, thinking back to when this was the original Vancouver. After that, when the city started to move a little bit, the hotel wasn't as popular, especially when they built the Hotel Vancouver. And so then this became a brothel. Yes, a little bit of a questionable history to it. And then after it was a brothel, they actually converted it into a single room occupancy type establishment. So I believe that's what it still is. And there's an imprint store on the bottom level there, very popular place to go for. It's one of those companies that has like gift cards and all those quirky socks. I'm pretty sure that's where my friends got my F this, you know what, socks that they gave me for Christmas. Funny part is he used to be my pastor. Oh, I have such great friends. All right, let's see if I can cross the street here. They will be nice to me. There we go. This area here looks so cute at night because of the little string lights and the balcony. Like, just a really fun little spot. Local's a pretty popular restaurant. I think I actually ordered from them once or twice during the pandemic. And now we're headed up towards the steam clock. I gotta have another sip of my hot chocolate. I do love the architecture down here. I was thinking of doing Alhambra Hotel, another heritage building. A lot of these have heritage plaques on them. Thinking of doing a walk through my neighborhood. The architecture of the apartment buildings in my neighborhood is so fantastic. That maybe one day I'll figure out, build a tour around it. And we are coming up to the spaghetti factory. This is often where I send families or people if they want to go somewhere and just kind of sit and hang out, see a little bit of the city. I send them here to the old spaghetti factory. A little bit of comfort food. It's easy on the budget, of course, as well. You want to take a screenshot of the menu because everything's included, like your salad, your bread, your entree, spumoni, ice cream, and you can get coffee or tea with it as well. And most of the dishes are like range from like 17 to, I guess if you were gonna get like the chicken, not just the pasta, up to about $27 for like rib steak, that kind of thing. The majority of the pasta dishes are around $18 or $19. I remember when I first started hanging out the Wild Pony in Burnaby, I went on what was supposed to be a night to kind of like, not like a speed dating, but like come find a boyfriend or whatever. It was an intentional singles night, and I laughed so hard because I came out with like 3 new best friends. No boyfriend, no dates, just girls to hang out with. It was so funny. And she worked at the police athletic club, and she also worked at the old spaghetti factory. Michelle's, this is a very popular store with all Vancouver items, your touristy stuff. And we get to tell all our customers on board the hop on, hop off that if you show your ticket, I think you get something like 10% off in this store. And this Vlog play date, everyone's invited. So here we are. This is my favorite shoe store. I still have a pair in a box that I haven't worn yet. See if you can see in. Their stuff is just so fun. Yes, it's expensive, but it wears well. And it's just so cool. And you join the community on Facebook, and it's just fun people showing off really fun outfits. And actually, Chapel Rowan wore a pair of Fluvog shoes, boots, to the Grammys, a pair that were custom made. And now there's rumors of them being made into a pair that you can actually just buy. So how cool is that? That is my store. The other thing I love about Fluvog is, yes, they are expensive, but you can actually do that afterpay with them. So that means that they split up. It splits up your payment into 4 installments. You pay every 2 weeks. It's interest free. So instead of paying the $400 upfront or whatever, $300, $700, depending on what you're buying, then it's $100 on a $400. It's $100 every 2 weeks. So that's usually what I do. I usually buy my shoes on Afterpay or with Afterpay. Let's just go across the street here. That would be a little bit easier. Oh man, I tell you, the amount of times I've almost been run over in the last week is just frightening. See it through the, no, not through the lid. Oh, no, not through here yet. We have Sears Harbor Tower, or what used to be the Sears. Now it's just Harbor Tower with the lookout on top. I call it the spaceship. I wanted to come across the streets. Oh, a little mountain gallery. Comedy. I wonder what that's all about. Comedy show, maybe? I'm telling you, it's a beautiful day. All right. Here's Brooklyn pizza. You know, this is not bad pizza for cheap fast food pizza. I get the white pizza, blah, 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 white sauce and things. I'm really not a tomato sauce kind of gal. I mean, it's convenient, right? It's we're actually coming up to the Gray Line offices, or where the building is that we're in. So it's close by if I'm doing a full day on the hop. Sometimes I don't bring enough food. Sometimes I'm too lazy to bring food. And so I end up having to supplement. Just passing by Vancouver Film School. There's a couple of campuses of it down here. And I think we have perhaps timed it quite well. I think we will catch the steam clock. At the perfect time. Cafe Kitsume. I was almost going to do a coffee shops and history walks from there. But I went in once and they ignored me at the counter. And so I decided, no, they don't need my business. I waited 5 minutes to order coffee and then just left. Cool little spot called the Poorhouse. Live music. And this is Make Gastown, not to be confused with Makers. These are where they make their own designs, but also You can create things. I used to get my company t-shirts from there because they would do like a one-off, but now they don't do one-offs anymore. So that makes me very sad because I could get it done in like 2 days turnaround. Here we are down by the steam clock. Beautiful view of the mountains. This is the building where the Gray Line offices are, conveniently with the newest Lee's Donuts location right underneath, and the Black Frog Brewery, which I can never remember the name, and for some reason I always call it the Dead Frog. Yeah. Oh, spicy brain. Here we are. Okay, now it's 12 o'clock. That is not the steam clock. That is indeed Oh Canada, the first few bars playing from Canada Place. Used to be done from the BC Hydro building. This is where my daddy worked. The spaceship looking thing there in the middle of the screen is a lookout tower. I was thinking of going up there one day. Maybe putting some pictures together for a reel. And here we are at the steam clock. It should be going off shortly. So we're going to hang out for a minute or two. Right in the background here is the Water Street Cafe. Very cool little restaurant. Haven't actually eaten here, but I pass by it all the time. And they have live music in the summer on the patio. Should be going off in a minute. Interestingly enough, the O Canada is supposed to go off at noon, but I think they do it a little bit sooner so that the steam clock gets its own little glory. There we go. You've heard the steam clock. Oh, right. There you go. That is the steam clock in all of her glory. I tell all my tourists to be here at the top of the hour. Even though it said 12:15, it is not 12:15, it is 12 o'clock. That thing runs on its own time. When you do it at the top of the hour, you hear the longer chime. What is it? Westminster Abbey. And if you go at quarter after, the real quarter after, then you only hear just like a little tiny bit of it. The closer you get to the top of the hour, the more you hear. This place in the summer is almost impossible to walk through. We come together from the port and we're like, sidewalk! To get everybody to move out of the way. We're like, excuse me. This little spot down here is actually handmade hats going back to the good old days. And that's a long-standing tradition here in Vancouver. Oh, those mountains look so beautiful. We're just going to walk up to the top here. And then we will end our tour for today. I'm actually going to head to the pool after this. Go for a swim. Do some thinking and planning in my head. It's one of my favorite ways to kind of think things through when I have to strategize or plan or work out a problem. This little coffee shop in here used to be one of my favorites. Their coffee's pretty good. Of course, it's in a tourist area, so it's a bit pricey. but they used to have the best cinnamon rolls. And then a new company took over and they're not as good. Old time candy shop. I think every single tourist district has an old fashioned candy shop. More souvenirs. Michelle's front window is all about Vancouver. This one is more Canada. Still on our holiday theme. A lot of people haven't switched over from Christmas. Oh, here we go. Here's Vancouver. Haven't switched over from Christmas yet. So I wonder if they're just doing that for the winter and waiting for spring. Looking to see where is my hop on, hop off bus. Must be somewhere out on the route. Usually it's parked along here. I think we just run mostly the two double deckers during the winter. Also, it's not as busy during the winter, not like it is in the summertime. I've heard this is actually a really good Italian restaurant in here. Got a few really good Italian restaurants, actually. Herschel, if you've ever bought a Herschel backpacker bag, it is actually from here in Vancouver. It's founded in Vancouver. They have a little shop here. And they have a shop on Robson Street and a few other places around town. This is my walk every single shift during tourist season. My bus stop is just up here in front of Harbor Center. I walk the block down to the office to clock in, and then I come all the way back this way and head over to the Pan Pacific hotel area with the port, and I get to head into the port for my cruise ship shifts. Vancouver Whitecaps. It's our soccer team. This is their team store. That is my bus stop. This is where I get off the bus and get on the bus right there, all in one spot. For my number 10 bus to go home or come to work in the morning. Conveniently right outside a dollar store. Comes in handy. It's often on a weekend. Our team walks together from the office up to wherever we're catching our buses or the train here. And we all head in to get snacks at the dollar store. This is Waterfront Center, Waterfront Station. It's where the C bus and the Sky Train go. I was going to go in today, but I think I'm not going to because there's a lot of fun stuff to talk about and see and do. And I'd kind of like to wait and feature a tour around it. There you can see all the North Shore Mountains and the sails from Canada Place in the distance there. Waterfront Station, which used to have a hotel and a restaurant and be the very first, it was originally built to be a train station. The area ahead of us at the end of the road there is the financial district of Vancouver, or the start of it. And this used to be the Sears store. And you can't see it, but the lookout tower at the very top, it's 25 stories up. And I think I'm going to do some touristy things around town over the next little bit. Make good use of my tourism privilege pass before it expires March 31st. And then we have to wait till the middle of April when we go back to work and get our tourism passports to head out and earn our pass for the next year. So here we go. Let me turn this around. And here we go. Hello. Or in this case, it's almost time for goodbye. So if you are catching me on the replay, hopefully you've done the hashtag replay. If you caught me live, hopefully you did the hashtag live. And thanks for today. I know it was a bit of a slow start today, but you know what? Every tour is different. And it comes down to when I do the coffee shop and hot chocolate festival ones, it really just comes down to the service, and I can't do much about that. Give me a chance to kind of chat and catch you up on what I have going on with Girl on the Bus. There's so many things coming up I haven't even talked about yet. My website's almost completely done, which I'm excited about. And just lots of amazing things going on. And it's going to be a super awesome tourism season this year. And with that, my dear friends, I do need to go. I need to go inside and warm up a little bit. It's actually a little bit warmer than I thought, but maybe that's because I'm wearing the parka. I came dressed for the occasion today. And I'm going to go into Harbor Center there to the food court, hang out for a little bit, and then get ready to go for a swim. And then after the swim, do some more work on my schedule because I have this fabulous interview coming up on Thursday with Going Places Virtually. Whoa! Oh my goodness, that was terrifying. Bus almost just cut off, or a car just cut off that truck basically. And I thought he was going to get smashed into the side of a bus. All right, fun things, fun things. That view behind me, la la la. So with that, please, please, please tune in on Thursday for the interview on Going Places Virtually. I will have the link posted. I'm going to do a lot of posting about it over the next couple of days. And it's going to be a chance to kind of get to know me. And yeah, just all kinds of cool stuff like that. And it's just going to be really fun. I'm super excited about it. The interviewer, I believe, is Annette. And I've had a lot of fun getting to know her over the past few years. And this is all part of the former Hago community, which is where I launched my tours in December 2021. And hey, Girl on the Bus Adventures is 4 years old now. Right? Crazy, I know. Anyways, with that, my friends, I'm going to say thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Lots of fun tours coming down the pipes here, heading into tourism season. And with that, go find some magic today. Be some magic for somebody. And I will see you. I'm going to plan a tour for next Tuesday, I believe, or next week at some point. So watch for that. And then the next one scheduled is for the 25th. That is for the stories from Mardi Gras, or stories of Mardi Gras. And then Mardi Gras is actually a week after when I do the tour. So have an amazing day. Thanks so much. And we will see you again very, very, very soon. Go be fabulous.